Thinking of retiring early in Thailand? Looking for a soulmate? You need to be aware of potentially fatal Thai traps and scams. This time on Amazing Stories.
Every year, millions of people travel to Thailand's northern city of Chiang Mai. Whilst the majority come as tourists to soak up a few weeks in this tropical paradise, savoring the food, and enjoying the vast diversity of Thai culture, some come for the promise of a better life. This is the true story of one such person, who in his search for a better life, got more than he bargained for. The events that follow would raise the hairs on even the bravest of people. The nightmare began in 1997 when Marcel Binet from Belgium boarded a flight to Bangkok, Thailand. Once in Bangkok, Marcel made his way to the city of Chiang Mai. It is here where he made his rendezvous with the lady of his dreams, a young and beautiful Chiang Maian woman. He had left his life of luxury as a banker in Belgium, to enjoy his new low-stress life in Chiang Mai. He abandoned everything of his former life to start a fresh new one. He finally arrived in the village of Rongdan in Sun Putong, Chiang Mai. This is where he began construction of his new home, his final place of residence, where he could live out the rest of his life in peace and tranquility, and in seclusion from the rest of the world and its problems. He was content and was happy, as the workers were busily working to ensure that his castle and dream home would be completed on schedule. He was currently living in a rented house, which was not far from where the construction work was going on. It was easy and convenient, and he would frequently check its progress. He was eager to see the house completed. He dreamed of moving in, and just enjoying the opportunity to relax, not a worry in the world. After 3 months of construction, the house was almost completed. The finishing touches and interior decorating had commenced, and would be finished in just 1 more week. Ongoing preparations for the wedding were being made, and everything was looking great. Marcel was very happy, even a little excited, and could hardly wait to move into his new residence with his new wife. It was now just a few days before the wedding ceremony. His bride, Supani, came in the morning to see Marcel. They had arranged to go to the district office to register their marriage. Marcel was eating his breakfast when she arrived. It was 8 o'clock.
Good morning, Marcel. I have all the paperwork that we need to register the marriage, except one thing. The other day I forgot to take photocopies of your passport. Why don't you finish breakfast? I can do the photocopies now. There's a photocopy shop just a couple of minutes from here. It will only take a few minutes, and then we can go to the registration office together. Can you give me your passport?
Just a moment. I'll get it.
Marcel left the table on the porch, where he was having breakfast, and went inside to get his Belgian passport. He emerged a few minutes later. He handed the passport to Supani, with a beaming smile on his face. Supani took the passport and put it in her handbag, smiling.
I'll be back in about 10 minutes. I love you, Marcel.
She then left in her new white BMW and drove off down the road. Once they are legally married, they would be able to move into their new home as man and wife. This was to be the happiest day in Marcel's life. Marcel decided to have another coffee before Supani came back. He was enjoying reading the local newspaper, Bangkok Post, over his coffee. He was so absorbed in reading the paper, that he lost track of the time. He stopped reading and looked at his watch. It was now 11:46. He was thinking to himself, what's happened to Supani? She's taking a while to get these photocopies. It was getting close to lunchtime. The office would be closed for lunch, and they would have to go back at 1 o'clock. Never mind, he thought to himself. We'll just have lunch together, and go at 1. Time rolled on. 1, 2, 3 o'clock. Where is she? He thought. He was beginning to get worried. Supani had always been very punctual, and this was highly unusual. He tried calling her on his mobile phone, but was unable to get through. He kept trying and trying without success. It was now 4:17 and a police car rolled up outside Marcel's rented home. As the two police officers exited the vehicle and approached the house, Marcel was no longer smiling. He was afraid that they had come to break bad news regarding Sue Punny. He feared the worst, that she had been involved in some kind of motor vehicle accident. As the two officers approached Marcel, he stood up from his chair to greet them. They walked up onto the porch towards Marcel, who was now standing up facing them. He greeted them politely, saying hello, and waited for the police to tell him about Sue Punny. The police didn't answer, but continued to walk towards Marcel. When they were within arm's length, they abruptly asked, "Are you Marcel Pinnock?" Marcel answered yes, at which point they pushed him, face toward the wall, and kicked his feet apart. They took out a pair of handcuffs, and cuffed his wrists behind his back. They then said he was under arrest because he was an illegal alien, and then proceeded to drag him away towards the police car. They opened the back door and shoved him inside. They then drove off to the police station with Marcel in the back of the car. Marcel was confused as to what had just happened, but didn't resist in any way, in fear of getting injured. In a few minutes the vehicle rolled up outside the local police station in San Patong. They took Marcel into the police station, uncuffed him, and sat him down in the questioning room. They demanded,
"Passport. Passport."
My girlfriend has it. What is this all about? I have to see my girlfriend. We're getting married in a few days.
You're not going anywhere. Mister. You're an illegal. Don't give me that nonsense about your passport. We deal with people like you every day. Now, I'll ask you one more time. Where's your passport? Show me your passport with valid visa and you are free to go.
I'm telling you the truth.
The young constable looked at his partner, smiling as he said,
Do you believe this guy?
I'm telling you the truth.
Let's get this over with. Hey you. What's the number?
Marcel took out his mobile to get the number.
Come on. Hurry up. We don't have all day.
Marcel fumbled with the buttons on his mobile phone, as he got the number for the police. The police constable snatched the phone from Marcel's hand and rang the number. The number rang for what seemed an eternity. There was no answer and eventually rang out.
One more time, Mr. Pinnock. This is your last chance before we lock you up.
Marcel pleaded.
Try again. Try again.
The young constable dialed the number again. After ringing for some time, there was an answer.
This is Sun Patong Police Station calling. Am I speaking with Miss Supanija Rurnporn? I have a Mr. Marcel Pinnock here at the police station, who claims you are his girlfriend, and that you two will be getting married in a few days. He also says you have his passport. Do you know this man?
Who? Marcel? No, I've never heard of the guy, and I sure don't have his passport.
Okay. Thanks for your assistance. That's all I needed to know. That's all. Thank you.
He then hung up and walked back to Marcel, who was sitting down. The constable walked behind his desk and sat down and put the phone in the middle of the desk. He looked at Marcel.
I told you, everything would be okay.
And reached out to take his mobile phone. A hand slammed down on the desk and prevented Marcel from taking his phone.
You're lying. I rang your so-called girlfriend. She says she doesn't know you, and hasn't even heard of your name, and that she doesn't have your passport. You frungs are all the same. Trying to fabricate some story to get yourself off the hook.
There must be some kind of mistake.
With a grin, the constable replied.
The only mistake around here is you. You will be detained until further notice. If you can provide us with your passport, you can be released. But not before. Take him away. Lock him up in cell 3 and block 2.
Marcel was then taken to a small holding cell. It was cold and damp from the foul odor of urine. The police officer handed a threadbare blanket to Marcel before shoving him into the cell and slamming the door shut.
To be continued.
Check back frequently to see what's new. Don't forget to click to subscribe to our channel. Make a comment. We value your opinion. And if you enjoyed the video, please click the like button and share. Thanks for watching.